I don't even. Can you even hear me? I don't think this is this mic even working. Can you even hear me talking? Because I can't hear myself through the headphones. I'm telling you right now, it's just got. There it goes. Is it back? Check, check. 1, 2. I think equipment failure. Check, check. Check, check. Yeah, there you go. Now let's see how long it lasts. I'm telling you, it's going to fade out on its own. It's like going. It's like automatically fading out. So I had it going, and then it was getting softer and softer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this fucking thing? Check, check, check. Yeah, see, it's fucking fading. It's a fucking self-fader. Now it's fucking out. Check, 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 check. Check, check. There it goes. It's this board. It's this fader. This fader shit in the bed on me. So it took me it's fucking out again. It took me a while to fucking figure it out because it's so weird. It's like fucking self-fading on me. Check, check, check. Come on, you bitch. Check, check. It's like you think you can leave it, but if you just leave it, it just slowly fades out on its own. I've been squirting it with deoxys for the last 5 fucking minutes. It's fucking out. And I was getting a big. See, there it is at max. I was getting a big. It's like I'm overloading the fucking circuit. I'm screaming into it, and I can't get this to pop up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like it's fucking bizarre. It's like fading out on its own. Check, check. Yeah, I'm telling. I can hear it getting softer. Check, check. Yeah, little by little. Yeah, now it's fucking gone. What the fuck? Check, check, check. Oh, now look at it, and now it's fucking back. No, it's definitely this fader. It's without a doubt. And the problem is there's no way to connect this mic. I literally can't connect this mic to my Focusrite because the Focusrite will combine the two signals and do a what do they call that? A phase inversion. Well, it's not phase inverted sent out, which is what it's expecting. It's expecting a phase inverter. But it can't get a phase inverted signal. It doesn't send one. So when it sends two of the same signal and it's expecting a phase inverted signal, it cancels each other out and you get nothing. That's why I've had to use this board for so long, because 10 years ago when I switched to this lav mic, I couldn't get it to work no matter what I did. Could not get it to work. And so I had to there we go. Now it's back again. So I had to switch to this. I had to pull this out of retirement and just run it as an SPDIF, right? As just a digital connection. I could fucking hear it fucking fading. It's annoying the shit out of me. But it's like I've already hit it with so much deoxit. Come on, you bitch. You got this. Come on. I mean, is it 25 years old and been used on a daily basis for about 25 years? Yes. But I expect 30 years out of my equipment. Check, check. Come on, you bitch. The problem is I don't really have another mic I can switch to. That was another thing I was looking for. Another mic. What do I have? Nothing really. I really don't. At least not set up. You know? I know, I just need a little duct tape. You're fine. The voice is fine, right? just annoying as shit because I shot a video today and it was all fine. And then, of course, I go to do this and nothing. Oh. Come on, you got this. Can you complete a circuit for a little bit? Check. Yeah, look at it. It's fading out. I'm telling you, it's like on its own goddamn fade. It's like it can't say check. It is like literally happened like 3 minutes before I came on here. And I'm hitting this slider, I'm moving to different ones, and then finally I narrowed it down to this because I was getting on the bus. I could see it going. You know, this is crazy. But yeah. Oh, come on, you bitch. Come on, there you go. Yeah. I did a reboot. I already did a reboot. This is something physical. That's this fader shit in the bed. Right? However faders work through like resistance or something. It's getting like constant resistance. And it can't complete the circuit. Right? Isn't that how a fader works? It moves through a resistance stage. Yeah. See, now it's back to normal. Check. Yeah. Well, you kind of need a voice. Let me see what I have here. This will only take 15, maybe 20 minutes. Is that even? check. Check 1, 2. Is that coming through? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 3. 95. 14 and 2/4. No. Check, check, check 1, 1, 3. You might hear the guitar a little more too. Is it working? Is it? Uh-oh. Is this syncing? This feels like it's syncing. Check, check. Hello, Cleveland. Check, check, check. Sounds good. Sounds okay. You can hear what I'm saying. Check 1, 3, 1, 2. Does it compete with the guitar? Sibilance. 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 I'm just saying, I only got 26 years of use out of this. Feels a little short. Says it's good, yeah. Well, that was easy. Serenity now. Serenity now. You guys want to hear something cool? In all its glory. The gulps. Oh, shit. Slight little spill, but not really, like a drop. I caught it, but still. I didn't even want a drop spilling on the desk. I had a Mackie 1202 mixer, did the same thing, Steve. It wasn't even 25 years old. I want my nickel back. If I don't get 30 years, I demand my nickel back. I could probably get it fixed, but I could probably buy a replacement for it pretty cheap. The toughest thing to come by on this mixer, which still has the price tag on the side of it if you didn't notice, what burns out is the power supply. It's got a separate power supply, a wall wart, not a wall wart, a midline brick, right? So that's the biggest thing that goes on these, a power supply. But I have a working power supply, so I should be able to get a replacement and, get it going. Sounds good, yeah. Mixer of the week. This week we're looking at a Behringer that looks, for some reason, exactly like a Mackie. So did you see, we might as well get into it. Yeah, there's no hellos this week. I protest! I protest! Did you see, Behringer is doing a little bit of damage control. They changed up the look of their pedal. They renamed it. To kind of cut off the lawsuit, right? Just try and stay ahead of that. So I am on Phantom Power. Yeah, what is they're calling it, like the Senta now, and they changed the graphic a little bit. So let me see here. Yeah. So like this is the one that got them in trouble, because the horse looks like the Klon horse. Centaur is the actual name of the drive, and it doesn't say Behringer on it anywhere. This is the new one. As you can see, new horse, redesigned horse, right? Isn't holding the dagger. Switched it from a dagger to a spear. Changed it from Centaur to Centaura, and added the name Behringer to the top, just to be sure that, you're not stepping on anyone's trademark or copyright. The rest of the trade dress is probably going to go to the wayside, but what they're doing, from my experience, is damage control. So in the United States, the last time I looked for a trademark infringement, I want to say it's $150,000 per infringement, or you can disgorge profits. And so a lot of times what they'll do is they'll say, well, let's get a bank statement on how much you earned, right? They'll try to delve into your books to see, like, how much you pulled in for money. And then it's just a simple calculation. Oh, you earned $85,000, then we'll go with the $150,000. Oh, you pulled in $300,000, we'll go with the disgorging of the profits. So for each one that Tolman put out, there is a chance that they could disgorge any profits for that. So they quickly switched it to say that these aren't offensive, right? And to limit their damages should they be found to be, liable. So they, it's just damage. It's just like straight up damage control. And quite frankly, kind of smart by them, because they probably had a lawyer look at it and they were like, oh, no, it doesn't look good. No, sorry. That's gonna be a tough one. Reasonable likelihood of confusion, and I could see a jury finding that. So then they're like, okay, plan B. Still no audio? Or are you watching it at the beginning? Still nothing? Or what's probably happening is Rick is watching earlier. He's not up to the current level, but you should be able to hear me. I can hear me. I can see it on the meter. Yeah. He's early. You see that every week. Someone's like, oh, and another thing about the topic you talked about an hour ago. It's like, oh, you got to catch up, dude. You're not up. Yeah, I thought so. I can hear it. Which is why I knew there was a problem with this one, because I couldn't hear it. I don't even know where to start this week. What a crazy week. How was your week? All right, we'll do a little bit here. Who's here? JMT Builds, Sammy Reynolds, Stevens, Daryl, Max, David, Mark, Matt, Six String, Retro Puffer, and Justin, and Herb, and we're back for the F-bombs. It happens. If you want to hear how a Bostonian talks, just go watch a Nuno's interview with Beato. It's like F-bombs, like pretty much nonstop. It's very much like the Good Will Hunting, right? People are like, oh, God, the cursing. I'm like, yeah, that was the most accurate part of the movie. Pretty laid back. What's up, Jay Schaff? What's up, Fiesta Pa? Check, 1, 2. Niner. Super hot this week. Yeah, we had a crazy hot week. We had a couple of crazy days that were so hot. We normally don't get that hot around here. But we had one day that was like 98, 99, and then the next day was like 100 and 102, I think we hit 102.1, and then at least in my neck of the woods. And then the next day, it actually was back down into like the low 90s. So it was really only one crazy hot day. But Monday, we hit a dew point. I was like, man, it is so friggin' tropical outside. We hit a dew point of 78.1. That is insane. Even the hottest day, the next day, Tuesday, the dew point was only like 70, 72. And in fact, for a little bit, dropped down into the high 60s, right? 68, 69. 78 is just like, that's about as grotesque as it gets. That is just mind-numbingly dry. I mean, moist. It's just crazy. What's up, Chris? So yeah, it was good. It was, we had the AC going, and I'm just reminded every time we get hot weather just how underpowered my air conditioning is. I fought with that guy. He insisted on putting in a 3-ton, but we need 4-ton minimum. No one else was. One dude was 5-ton. Everyone else was 4-ton. He was the only one at 3-ton. I was like, just put the 4-ton in. He's like, no, it's going to be clammy. You're not going to be happy. I go, listen, I should have just said, listen, if you put the 3-ton in and it doesn't work, and I'm not happy with it, then you're going to be in trouble. Put the 4-ton in and I'm not happy with it. Oh, well, I'm the one who demanded the 4-ton. Nothing I can do. But he was adamant. He probably had that 3-ton ready to go and was just like, nah. You're taking what I have in stock. What kind of blue guitar? It's the guitar of the week from Monday. I feel like I need a pop filter on this, like an extra little pop filter. I'm sure I got one somewhere. This thing is popping and locking. Can I get this a little bit just towards the angle a little bit better? Yeah, like that. That's a poplar. It's a very poplar top. Oh man, what a crazy week. So I don't know if you noticed the big Harley Benton release. I didn't really see a lot of right there. I didn't really see a lot of Americans doing it. It seemed like everyone was in Europe who was doing this, and you wonder if that's the tariffs kicking in. They didn't want to send anything over, or we have to wait till they get it in like the Reverb store before they want U.S. people to do it. But they got a couple that they're basically what are the Kramer's Charvels? Kramer Charvels. I mean, it kind of looks like a Kramer or Charvel. I'm not into single pickup guitars. I've just found that out about myself. But the double one looks amazing, and it has a blade switch, which is pretty good. This is going to be about 5 1/4. The other one's going to be about 4 1/4, I think, or 450. Maybe 450 and 5 1/4, roughly. But it's supposed to have flame maple, and it's got a nice little notched out corner. Well, it looked pretty good. I gotta say, that is my style of guitar. Not gonna lie. Do love a Super Strat. Super. Looking good. What else was this week? Had the Harley Benton. Had Behringer and Damage Control. Oh, yeah, the PRS put out a $7,000 guitar, right? I just had a X out of Google wanting to know if I wanted AI to follow my, my browsing habits to give me a better experience, and I politely declined. Oh, it's coming. Cleo. With the built-in pants bulge. Is that your Cleo, or are you just happy to see me? Godo. Nice. Everyone's using Godo. Godo is so hot right now. Everybody's doing Godo. I swear to God, these are like $6,500, or maybe more. Top cover is sculpted. All right. 24 frets, 25.5 inch. The neck shape is Cleo. Okay. And you know what? I'm kind of down on the nonsensical imperial fractions. Can we just do a decimal millimeter? Can this just be like 43.4? That's easier to understand than 23 30-seconds. It really is. Or 52/64. That's hard to imagine. But if this was like 45.1 millimeters, that's easier to imagine. And you get your widths, your ebonies. Nice. Satin nitro, satin-neck, which goddamn better be for that kind of money. And then they ruin it with the Fishman Fluence. I am just not a fan of the Fluence. They are just way too friggin' mid-pushed. And, I think there's a lot of paid Fluence artists out there. And it's like so many people like insist on Fishman Fluence. I like anyone, like Paul Gilbert insists on DiMarzio. He's got to deal with them. They're in business together. They're partners. And of course, got are they dragon inlays? Yeah, it looks like a dragon, right? Dragon inlays. I don't really say, but I'm going to assume it is. But they are up there. I've heard they're like $6,500, like $7,000. Notably absent is the price. Anyway, what else is out there this week? I think, you know what? I'm just having a little brain hemorrhage here. I think Epiphone. Put a good... Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I thought I got an email. I'm on their email list. You know what? I got to lift this up a hair. Oh, better. I feel like I'm leaning down. That's better. Yeah, the Jeff Beck Oxblood 54 Les Paul. I'll tell you this much. I don't know what it's going to go for, but it's going to be less than the Gibson. Mahogany body, maple cap, one-piece mahogany neck, long tenon. Oh, large C profile. Oh, my God. I don't have the hands for that. I can't handle the large C. Rosewood fretboard, 22 Medio Jumbo, H mother of pearl trapezoids inlay. I like that they're mother of pearl. USA custom bucker pickups, CTS spots, switchcraft jack, and toggle switch. Oh, that's nice. That's all quality stuff. $12.99. Pretty good. Not bad. If that was the Gibson, it would be like $18,000. Oh, does it come with a case? Is the case a part of the case included? Nice. Nice. You see that less and less. You really do. Speaking of that, while it's on my brain, while I'm thinking about it, I have noticed a disturbing trend on Guitar Center used, and that is no case. Guitars, what Gibson Les Paul doesn't sell with a case? But time and time again, you will see on there absolutely no mention of the case. Now, maybe you can call up. There's still a handful that say case included. It's not like none of them say case included. But I would say the majority of them, where it used to be that a human would look at the trade-in, right? And they would say, it comes with, it's in this condition, blah, 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 right? It's got a case, it's got case candy, right? Comes with, the bridge has been changed. So they give you something about that particular guitar, right? Everything was very specific to that particular used guitar. Now you get an AI-generated database pull where it's, the Fender Stratocaster, the Strat Ultra Stratocaster with its maple neck and alder body, and they're literally writing sentences for database, entries, right? They go in and they pull out this stuff, and AI writes up a pretty bland, description for it. It's not specific to the guitar. It's a very generic description. And let me see if I can find one here. Most of them. Yeah. Here you go. Used Gibson Les Paul Studio in striking silver burst finish, featuring a mahogany body with a carved maple top. Like literally used brand, right? I can see the code. Used bracket, brand, bracket, model, bracket, finish, bracket, body, right? Body wood, bracket, top wood, bracket, neck wood, bracket, fingerboard, powered by bracket, dual humbuckers, classic Les Paul tone with a two-pneumatic bridge and a stop tailpiece. It's like totally, written by AI. This model delivers punchy mid. Punchy mids and warm lows. Perfect for... You don't know shit about that guitar. It's actually way more bright. That had punchy mids and warm lows. It's got a biting top end. You don't even know what you're talking about. Perfect for rock and blues. Oh, really? In good condition with light playwear. And sometimes they'll give you like a little breakdown on what that means. Right? So you see, can we get one in? Sometimes it'll be like, they'll say it's in great condition. Sometimes it'll give you a little breakdown of what the condition means. So maybe we have to go with good condition. I feel like there we go. Yeah, my foot was on my friggin' mouse here. Yeah, minor cosmetic wear, but fully functional and ready to play. Right? They give you a little breakdown on what it means to be in good condition. And sometimes you'll see it. I wish I had one that's in fair condition. Because you see the same thing. Anybody? Come on. You know why? I think they sort. When they say sort by relevance, what they really mean is by rating. Might get one down here. Right there. Fair. What do they say about this? This one they might not have a write-up on. Oh, no. Here we go. This guitar is in fair condition. condition showing signs of wear, including scratches, minor dings, and cosmetic blemishes, but remains fully functional. This same sentence is in countless guitar listings. This whole thing is just written by some AI bot. It really is annoying as shit because you don't know anything about that particular guitar. Right? All you're getting is a generic write-up. The Gibson Les Paul will give you punchy mids and a beautiful, low end. It's like, oh, come on, please. Now you're just embarrassing yourself. So what sucks is you really don't know much about that particular guitar. And what you will see, let me see if I can find one here. Sometimes it's not a problem. It depends on the guitar. I'm going Gibson Les Paul. Now you can't search any longer without getting new items. They unified the search, which also sucks. Used to be able to go and you could just search for used. Go to the used search dialog box and search, and it was so much better. Now it's new, and they want to autofill, and they're like, "Are you looking for Gibson Les Paul Classic?" It's like, no. So now you have to go here and you have to filter out used, right? If you want a used item. Oh, it's a big pain in the ass. So here's a standard. Let's just go through and see, are they showing a case? They're not showing a case. All right, fine. Let's see if they mention a case. Experience iconic tone and classic style with this used Gibson. I mean, you can literally see the goddamn database balls featuring a 60s slim taper neck and eye-catching unburst finish. Crafted with a carved maple top and mahogany body, it delivers rich sustain and warmth. Equipped with tool humbucking pickups and a rosewood fretboard, this solid body electric guitar is in great condition and ready to rock. A legendary instrument for players seeking vintage feel with modern playability. Oh, there you go. Conditions and details includes a hard shell case. That is harder and harder to find. I can go on. I'll try this. Well, the studio probably includes a hard shell case. You know what? Maybe they have this new conditions thing because they were getting too many phone calls. Does it come with a case? They start, oh my God, this is totally new. All right. So maybe it was just them getting around to finally coding in a section because that's new. I've never literally before, like right now. I've never seen that separate little thing. Condition and details includes hard shell case. That literally is something I've just seen like right now. And it wasn't there literally just a few days ago because I was just looking on here and complaining to myself as I often do. See, this one, no mention of a case. Do they show a case though? They don't. What you realize is that some of them would just say in the beginning in all caps, no case, no case, no case, no case, no case. Just in case you were unsure whether or not it did come with a case. They were like, making sure you knew what it didn't come with because they didn't want to hear any complaints, and they certainly didn't want to have to get it back. So anyway, what's up, Rockin' Rob? Good to see you. Yeah, my mixer died. Oh, not my mixer, just this fader. This friggin' fader died. Goddamn thing. Son of a bitch. But that's the master volume, and it, screwing me up, so I had to switch to another mic. Just took forever. Man, let's just say I'm getting a lot done today. Man, I was up so early today. I took the trailer out. First time I've taken the trailer out in I don't know how long, because it's been it's been filled with leaves since literally last fall, and we have had 14 or 15 straight Saturdays with rain. So I couldn't go up. It was raining out. It was even raining this morning when we went there, but at least it was a light mist. It wasn't like a regular heavy rain. So my wife and I went up there this morning and finally emptied it out. And we had a mattress that has been sitting down on the first floor week after week. And she's like, we got to get this out of here. I'm like, I agree. I want it out of here like now. And we got it out today. We're able to throw it in the back and then to bring it. So I went up, dumped the leaves out, came back, left everything all hooked up and out on the street. And then we just dragged that mattress out to the curb and threw it in the back of the trailer when I brought that up. So huge. But, if you want to get there and get anything done, you got to be up, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. Once you start to get to like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, it's too busy. It's a nightmare to go up there and try to do anything. So I tell you one thing I realized, the best thing I ever did was put that, it's called like a deck shield. It actually has like a pumice in it, like a gritstone. So the only thing that sucks is if you brush against it really hard, it will scrape your arm. But walking in it is amazing because it's so grippy. And after we went up and raked it out, I realized we were hitting it with the tines on, a garden rake. This isn't like a leaf rake. This is a garden rake because it gets so heavy. And we had a garden rake and a hoe because that's what you need. You need something strong like that to be able to pull it out the back and get the leaves out and onto the ground. And then the pile gets so big, I actually have to pull the trailer forward a little bit and open up some more room to pull the next round out. And then when I got home, I have one of those friggin' dial in a nozzle there, little nozzle dial on the water, and I put it to jet and just jet out, the bottom. My God, that paint is like armor. Whatever it is, it went on like super thick and gloppy, but man, it really is like, it's probably like what Rhino Shield or any of those. It's like, it's thicker than paint, and it has to go on with a roller, and it's for like decking, and you can get it either plain or with the pumice grit in it, and I got it with the pumice grit, and it is grippy, let me tell you. By the way, Wednesday so hot, you went out kayaking over 2 hours. Oh, didn't have sunscreen. Oh, dude, what are you thinking? Dude, you're Canadian. You can't go in the sun. Everybody knows that. You can't go out in the sun. Even I know that. From Boston. I had a friend of mine from Scotland go out into the sun in Germany. It wasn't even that sunny out. He was like a goddamn lobster. He's like, yeah, we're not used to. No, I can't. No. It's like, this is really, and it wasn't even that bad. They're a lot more north than we are. And he's even more north than that. So he was, God, I felt bad. He really did, like, absolutely get sunburned, like pretty bad. Oh, God, that is so good. It's like my 9th cup of coffee today. I was up early and I've been just slugging coffee all day. I got the next round of guitars in for Guitar of the Week. Got the last one of this past round coming out Monday. Shot the video today. So that'll be out on Monday. Rock and Rob says, still a few instruments decided to trade in the Impreza. Got last year the Outback is working nice. Yeah, it's nice to get a new car. Even if it's not brand new to you. Still nice. Hot in Louisville. Inside it was hot. Yeah. It was actually cool yesterday and today. It was crazy. We literally had a 40-degree drop in daytime high. We went from like a high of like 101 to a high of like 61. Like insane. Because we had a cold front drop down. So that that heat dome was still going on, but it had moved down south, and so we were out of it. Ever order a T-Rex burger at McDonald's? I never heard of it. Is that for the Jurassic? Is that a promo for the Jurassic Park movie? You know what I caught this week? It was new on HBO Max there. Is the Minecraft movie, which I thought was a Jack Black movie, but it's really a Jason Momoa movie. He actually has top billing in the movie. His name rolls first in the credits, and his name is first on the marquee, for the poster. It's Momoa. Jason Momoa is the number one billing. So I didn't realize. I just thought for sure it was just a straight-up Jack Black movie, but not really. Not really. So it was, it's fun. What you really see is just how far the computer animation has come, because they can do so much of it. What used to be crazy expensive and prohibitive is now like, it's literally cheaper. The last Godzilla movie, the Godzilla Kong New Empire movie there, I just read an interesting take on how, like, it might be where the industry is headed. But they actually came in under budget for that kind of movie because they relied way more on computer shots, which are actually cheaper now than real-life shots. Live action shots can actually cost a lot more money to get set designs and costume, get everybody out there. It's a big crew, right? There's a lot going on there, to film that versus just having a bunch of people throw together some CGI stuff. And the computer stuff is probably 60-70% of that movie, and it came in like much cheaper. It's a way to be profitable by cutting costs. Fewer live action scenes. Fireworks driving you crazy there. Yeah, we don't get a ton of fireworks. The fireworks are illegal in my state, so you don't get a ton of it. I mean, some years, some people will go a little crazy. There's a lot of towns that do it, though. It just depends on where you live. We used to always go out to, I think it was Canton. I forget if it was Canton or if it was... It might have been Walpole. That was Canton. We used to go out there because, of course, our town never did it. I'd go down to the Esplanade, but my God, I'd never do that now. That's a college. That's a college thing. You're in college, you're young. Yeah, sure. Let's go down to the Esplanade. Would never do that now. No way. We got the, where is it right there? We got the Legator. The Ninja. SS, is that Super Shred? CGI is starting to push actors out of roles again and instead of make more elaborately visual movies for cheaper, yeah. And the other thing that kind of was an interesting, and kind of a bummer if you were in the industry, but just the switch from voice actors, people who were trained as to be voice actors, to famous people for animation, right? That's been a trend for the last 20 years. Budget for F1, I reported $300 million. Man, that's a lot. I always dug that first Alien movie there that Tom Cruise did there. Was it Edge of Tomorrow? That was pretty well done, It was a new concept, new premise, right? It was kind of fun. But when they talk about it, when they talk to what's her name there, who played the woman there, she basically said that she wasn't sure if it would get made because it was just so expensive to make, and that Hollywood was sort of staying away from those big budget, movies, unless it was like tied to a superhero franchise, something they could be guaranteed to put asses in seats. And yeah, kind of interesting that she's like, I don't think it's going to happen. She's like, I think it's just too big of a budget and not enough, Way quacky, huh? Turned into an internet geek, seen like 2 movies in the last 10 years. I haven't been to the last movie I saw in the theater was Tropic Thunder. Was that 2007, 2008? It was the last time I went to the movie theater. I'd just rather wait until it comes out. I have a pretty decent TV. And I have a nice home theater up in the attic. But that's really only good in the winter. It's too hot up there in the summer. You can't turn a projector on. It's no. But in the winter, it's fantastic. So I might actually have a second video this week. Small chance. We'll see if I have time this week, but there is a small chance. Of course, Monday will be the Guitar of the Week. But, sometimes I do a bonus video. And there could be a bonus video this week. We'll see. Depends on if I can find the time. Bonus video gonna be a new mixer? Could be. Lord knows I need it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a U-Up. It's it just depends on the day. Like today I was up so early. Definitely not having it tonight. But I used to be up later, and then I was going to bed earlier. Gotta end that. You up? No, I'm not up. Just checking out the Legator Ninja 6 Floyd Rose. Yeah, it's a nice guitar. I'm pretty sure that's the one I had here before, right? It's more expensive than this because I think it's neck through instead of, this is a bolt-on, and this is a hardtail. The mic sounds good. Good. What model mixer is this? This is a Tascam TM-D1000. From 1998, I think it came out. 98? Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I remember when it came out, I was like, oh man, I'd love to get one of those. And the next thing you knew, they were blowing them out. They discontinued it very quickly, and it was EU Wurlitzer on Mass Ave over by BU. And I remember going to that EU Wurlitzer and picking it up. I want to say they were like $12.99 new, and they were doing them for I want to say $3.99. It's got a nice neck on this. Trying to think of the tunes. These pickups, you can tell, are ceramic because they're just a touch brighter. I feel like that these are designed for someone who's probably going to play at a lower pitch, right? They really accentuate more of the mids and the highs, really upper mid pushed, because they're thinking you might drop the tuning down, right? They're sort of, I think Fishman are sort of the same way, those metal ones, you know. Musician's friend scam website. Haven't heard about it. I'm sure someone out there would try and do something like that, but that's why you use, certificates, right? Is it SL? SLS? Something certificates. They went to that like 20 years ago. In fact, my browser won't even let me go to a site unless it has it. So they have to make sure the certificate is real. Also, people don't pay attention to like what they're typing in the URL. A lot of those places, they rely on you to like type it in incorrectly, spell the word friend wrong, and swoop in. The site was 70% off everything. Well, there's your red flag right there. Yeah, a lot of the EMG roster went to Fishman, but EMG, they're still around, and you know what? They do a lot of OEM work. You'll see EMGs show up in a lot of guitars, brand new. They seem to have a pretty good market share. Exactly, musician's fiend. Well, you clicked from Facebook. Well, there's your problem right there. Because Facebook is just full of friggin', Facebook doesn't police any of that shit. Now, you would have to go to the verified musician's friend site on Facebook that, anything on there. I'm sure they buy ads, right? Scammers buy ads to say, go here. And you're like, how can that even be? Because Facebook doesn't give a shit. You paying cash or check? They don't care. Well, you shouldn't be stupid. Right? That'd be their response. It's all on you. Any new handhelds in your house lately? No, but I did order that new Magix Vertical. Right? It's got Tate mode. It's basically a vertical screen. And it's meant for shoot 'em ups. Right? Smups. And because the screen is so tall, you could also, and it's a touch screen, it's good for Nintendo DS, but I could give two shits about Nintendo DS. I never played it, so I don't know about any of those games. But vertical arcade games, countless. Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Frogger, pretty much all the 19XX vertical scrollers, Galaga, Galaxian. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Vertical shooters, vertical scrollers. So, should be good. Yeah, the reviews have been pretty positive, so check it out. I've looked at a few other ones, but nothing knocking me out. I almost picked up like the Mini V2, but on second thought, I was like, meh. And then, trying to think, what was another one that just came out recently? Oh yeah, the RG35XX, like, Pro. All it does is add analog sticks, and it's still an H700 chip. I've got like a half dozen units with an H700 chip in it. It's like, can we get a newer chip, something a little bit faster, and step up to like the next run? It's like we've done so many handhelds with RK 3326, 3566, and all winner H700s. It's like, can we move on? But apparently there's no stock. That's what's out there. So we'll see. Oh yeah, you picked up a Cube XX. I have one. I don't have the Android one. I have the Linux one, which doesn't have a touch screen, so it's a lot cheaper. It's like literally half the money. That Magix is like $75, which is, I was stunned to see it comes with a touchscreen. That's pretty rare for under $100. Toleman's having a big sale starting July 2nd through the 22nd. Yeah, and Prime Day is coming up soon, right? Isn't Prime Day like, not next week, but like the week after, right? They do the big Prime Day sale on Amazon. Did I miss your question? No, I saw your question. Yeah, July 8th through 11th, yeah. You know, I usually can find it's really good for tech stuff. You know, I can usually score like some piece of tech gear for short money, whether it's a NVMe drive or a in fact, one of the things I'll be looking for this year might be like a 5 gigabit Ethernet. No comment, no. Talk to my publicist on that. Hello, Colorado. Yeah, you think the sound is, is this better than the other one? I don't know that I'm going to be able to go back to the lav mic anytime soon. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this because, in a week I'm going to have to shoot another Guitar of the Week video. So I got to figure that out, like, soon. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix this, whether it's finding another one of these, which I probably wouldn't do. Probably more likely to get some sort of a small mixer that doesn't have a what I want to call that, a balanced input. It's the balanced inputs that are screwing me. You can't plug the lav mic into a balanced input. It literally cancels out its own signal because it's not balanced. So, but he is my publicist, and he's he can be a handful. Not gonna lie. Amber Nick has a sale that in 2 days. Looking at Android, yeah, they're doing a big summer sale. I'm sort of holding off. I'm waiting to see, what's going to happen with some of the ones that haven't been updated for a little bit now. Like, what's going to happen with the, what am I thinking of? Like the Odin. Is the Odin 3 about to come out? Which might be, that might be more attractive if it can come out at a really competitive price. We'll see. But Steve, is it a hard job? Well, you wouldn't think so, but the way he complains, he's always bitching. Alon Thatcher from Amazon works so good. $169, crazy. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I have a power rake because my lawn is so small. And I have a core aerator, a manual one that you just step on. And I have a soil aerator, which is just a bunch of tines. It actually works well, especially if you're about to seed, because you just perforate the ground, run the seed over it, and then add a little topsoil, and it really gets down into those, holes, and it really takes, plus you're getting the aeration. It really works. So, I love the one. I still have coffee left. Oh man, that's good. Exactly, the Odin Stadium. I was laughing at Henning because he came out and did a video where he's like, I don't think that the Helix is all that great. That's a way to just he's trolling you, right? He's trolling the audience, which is a way to get clicks, rage clicks. But I didn't believe a word of it. Objectively, it is a huge improvement over its prior model. I think he's confusing his take on it about how it wasn't revolutionary. There's really nothing to see here. No, you're thinking about the Kemper, bro. The Kemper was the one that was, what took off like a lead balloon. It's the Helix looks amazing. Looks like they improved literally every little thing on it. They improved in some way. So, I know rage bait and clickbait should be done away with, but just wait. AI is gonna make it even worse. Because it's going to look real and it won't be. It could be Buddy's cat hair in there. Don't doubt that there's cat hair in there. I would not doubt that one bit. My God, those cats, the amount of cat hair I pull out of this place, it is insane. Just insane. I've never used ChatGPT really at all, but I have some friends that will record a video, have ChatGPT go through the video and give them a breakdown of the interesting moments and do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as going through and editing out interesting sections. And I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know how they do that, but apparently there's a way to do it. And they say they do long form, and then but they never release the long form. They just have ChatGPT go through and break up anything they did over the course of 90 minutes into 35 shorts. And then he does the whole, standard vertical form with speech. What was that? Closed captions, over the top of it. That's all the rage now. In case they don't turn the sound on, you still get them to watch the video because you're showing the words. Oh, it's all the rage. So, it just does all that, and he literally pulls out dozens of videos out of one long form and just casts it out on multiple platforms. It's crazy. Helix is forcing competitors to lower their prices. I would love to see it. Competition is good for the consumer. I'm all for it. You think that's what Agufish does now? It's a tactic, right? It's a strategy. It's the way to maximize your effort, so you can put literally one day's work in it and get 2 weeks worth of videos, a month's worth of videos. Hardware recommendations for THU Mobile. I despise Apple. Too bad it's the only one that has real-time audio. On paper, Android should have like 2 or 3 milliseconds of latency, but in reality, they have 300 to 400 milliseconds of latency. It is like absolutely ridiculous. When IK Multimedia came, I think it was IK Multimedia came out and they solved it. It was by using an external box that you had to plug into the Samsung phone, and it only worked with Samsung. And the unit, the separate audio unit, was almost as big as the phone itself. It was a goddamn joke. So that's one. I don't know how we're 10 years into this and they still don't have it figured out, but Apple can give you less than 10 milliseconds of latency and you'd be lucky if you could get 200 or 300 milliseconds of latency, like completely unusable from Android. It is absolutely a joke, and I don't know why they can't get over that hurdle. On paper, we know that Android can do it. It's literally been built in for like 10 years now. And I've been reading about it for like 10 years. Well, on paper, it's able to do it, but they don't know what the audio is. They don't know what the hardware is. It's like, well, figure it out. You can't figure that shit out? You can't get that to happen? Apparently not. I mean, who's not using a Snapdragon chip? You can't come up with low latency on a Snapdragon chip? Anyone who uses a Snapdragon, like Gen 2? No? Nothing? Nothing? Apparently not. I mean, it really is frustrating because you're going to have to go to Apple. It's the only one that does it. And if I were you, I would just get the cheapest iPad because you're going to miss the big screen. You're going to wish you had that bigger screen. It doesn't matter if the screen is super high-end, like the more expensive models. That doesn't matter. And all the models are going to be perfectly competent to do guitar stuff and even some backing tracks and all that. No problem at all. Apple's pretty good at the multitasking stuff. It's pretty good. And very low latency. So, unfortunately, they're pretty much the only game in town. Agufish is now Argufish? Maybe. Who's he arguing with? What the hell are they doing over? What the hell is going on at ESP? What is Kramer doing right now? Stank face. Oh, that's how you get clicks. Oh man, stupid thing here. Let me see. I guess it would be number one hit. It never works on the first try whenever I turn it away. Whenever I hit it on Ultimate Guitar because I'm sure I'm blocking an ad. It never works. So is it right here? Oh, yeah. Chicken, A minor. Steve's love chicken. Yes, tasty as hell. From the movie A minor. Now, technically, I think he's actually. I'm going to guess it's in C. C minor is the audible you'll hear, but they have it written as A. So A minor, D minor, G. Yeah, tasty as hell. Crispy and juicy, you're having a snack. Ooh, super spicy like a lunatic. I love learning songs from movies. Is Monday's Guitar of the Week a yoink? No. Sadly, no. Because this one came in a case. So I couldn't do it. Actually, a kind of a soft case, but still a case, harder to work with. So I couldn't do an unboxing. I have to do like an casing, and so no yoink this week. But because it was the 4th of July this week, Independence Day, if you will, had to go with an American brand. Had to. So I forgot to mention this earlier. I got a notice from YouTube who I envision sound like the Borg when they talk. And they basically said, look, okay, look. You don't like to run mid-roll ads. Okay, we get that. Because I refuse to turn on mid-rolls, and I go in and I turn them all off. They're like, what if, hear us out, what if the mid-roll runs beside your video? Huh? Like they do in the football games and the baseball games and the hockey games and the basketball games when they're shooting free throws and they run a little ad on the side for, Progressive auto insurance, little emu. Like, how about that? How about we do a side? We're not gonna destroy your content. We're not going over your content. We're going next to your content. I'm like, yeah, but isn't that distracting? And are you taking over my audio? Like, what the hell is happening there? No, still a hard pass. Don't like it. No. But they are very upset that I put out such long-form content and I don't run mid-roll ads. They're like, you have to start thinking more like a TV station. They wouldn't go more than 6 minutes. It's a 6-minute segment, followed by 4 minutes of ads, followed by a 6-minute segment, followed by 4 minutes of ads. They're like, that's the new reality we're in. And I'm like, They're like, you could increase your money by as much as 20%. Okay, but what's the average? I'm like 3%. What? Like, by as much as 20%, sure. Well, but how much am I getting actually? They're like what? Like as much as 20%? What? Again, fun with statistics. You brewed from nice. I quit listening to talk radio for the same reason, more ads and content. Well, I can't even listen to the sports shows any longer. I record them and I have to fast forward over it. Same with the basketball finals. I usually start at about 90 minutes in because there's so many ads. There's so much going, like, the non-content that the whole industry's turning into NASCAR. It's just going to be surrounded with, everyone's going to be covered in brands, and they'll be running nonstop ads around the edges of your content all the time. It's just going to turn into a big shit show. You can just see this coming. Well, it's a bad idea to watch your replay of a stream without ad blockers. It's an ad every 5 minutes. if they don't turn off mid-rolls. I have to sit there and wait every Saturday night when the show is over. I have to go to YouTube Studio and go in there and go into edit this, whatever I shot that night for a live show, whatever was streamed that night. I have to sit in there and wait and refresh it, and it usually takes somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes because it's still processing. And then I can go in there and I can they automatically, even though I say don't run mid-roll ads, they're like, well, you have to opt out. And so after I have to literally sit there and babysit it for like 30 to 40 minutes, refreshing the page until it finally comes up and says mid-roll ads, and it's checked off, and I have to uncheck it and hit save. And, of course, as soon as you uncheck it, there's a pop-up that's like, creators earn as much as 20% more. I'm like, oh, really? As much as 20%? Yeah. I think I would lose 20% of my audience if I was flooding them with ads every 5 goddamn minutes on a 2-hour show. The content just isn't worth that amount of ads to sit through. It just isn't. So it's like, I don't know what you think is going on here, but it's not worth an ad every 5 minutes. People are going to tune out. I think it hurts me more than helps me. I know, it's nuts that I have to turn it off for each stream. What's crazy is I see people, like, sometimes I'll see Tone King, and they'll be like, oh, I just got an ad. And he's like, I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, that's YouTube. I have no control over that. It's like, no, you do. You could go turn mid-rolls off. But they are adamant. I keep them off, and they badger me every single show. They badger me with, I have to dismiss a box that comes up, a dialogue box that says, you could see as much as a 20% uplift. I'm like, I know about the 20%. I still don't know. Listen, if we had a 200% uplift, I'd entertain it. But 20%, I'm not going to voice that. The bottom line is I don't do ads I don't like. And I hate it when I'm watching content and there was a mid-roll ad. I'll never forget years ago, before I had ad blockers, I went on to some Chapman thing. And when I tell you it was like a minute ad every 3 minutes of content, they had mined that with, over the course of a 60-minute show, I swear to God, 20 ads. I was like, this is insane. And, it's just a way to boost revenue, but not really, because people tune out. Yeah. No, people don't like it. People don't want to sit through that stuff. The content isn't worth it. Okay? I don't even want to sit through it on the goddamn NBA Finals, let alone some dude's friggin' weekly stream. It's like I can't even stand the ads there, and I'm fast-forwarding over them. The only time I sit around and watch the ads is during the Super Bowl because they get interesting, if they haven't already leaked the ad like a week prior. That's the only event where the ads are, even somewhat interesting. For the most part, it's just a slog. And you're like, oh, God, enough. So I've been fighting it for as long as I can, but I suspect at some point I won't be able to. They're just going to take that away. They're going to be like, we tried to get you to comply, willingly. but you seem unable to take the hint. So no more. They're like, it's our platform. You don't get to choose what ads get run. And you're not running enough ads. So, oh well. And then there's not a lot you can do. Yeah, the mute button. Oh, my God, dude, I do that all the time. And something if I'm watching real time and it goes to an ad, I'm right on mute. I cannot take it. First of all, a lot of the ads are objectively louder. They know how to pump out at like a max frequency, right? They really do that like loudness thing where they focus on frequencies that humans tend to hear, a little bit stronger. And, and they crank that up. And so even if, like, you put a decibel meter on it and they're about the same volume, it would be perceived as louder just because of the frequencies they use. But I swear a lot of it is just straight up louder, right? They push it to the limit with compressors. And they know how to manipulate the, like the 5.1 surround to get the maximum out of it, pump it all up to the center speaker. They know what they're doing. I know, exactly. Resistance is futile. That's crazy. You will become one with YouTube ads, with AdSense. So you ordered the new Harley Benton. Are you in the States? Ordered the new Harley Benton. And shipping was less than the one I ordered 2 years ago. $55 today versus 60-something 2 years ago. Be interesting if you get hit up on I don't know what the tariff is right now. DHL was doing a good breakdown for a while. You could go there and you could say, well, where are you and where are you having it shipped from? And they would give you what they had down for the tariffs. The ads got much worse on YouTube in 2025. I'm sure. It is maddening. Yeah, the loudness. No, they do. They seem to crank it up. Right, big mid push. Yeah, see, that's just it. Hosting the videos is so friggin' expensive that no one's picking up that slack. Everyone thought there was going to be some YouTube killer, but no one's come along. Facebook wanted to be that, but they couldn't do it. To some degree, they wanted it to happen with, Instagram, right, be the new video platform, but not really. YouTube still is king. That's why we have, I believe at last count, 1 billion podcasters. It's like, if you like Buddy, check out his new podcast. Like, who doesn't have a podcast? As always, Lotto was on the way on TV forever. Yeah, some TVs have tried to do a basically a compressor, right? They are a limiter, really, more like a limiter, where you can set up a ceiling, right? a hard ceiling, and say nothing over this volume ever. And but I don't know if that's still. I wouldn't doubt if the ad industry quietly had that thrown away, right? Like when who was it? TiVo, right? When TiVo was the only sort of DVR game in town, right? The cable companies hadn't caught up to that yet, and it was all TiVo. But you found out later when Tittygate happened on with Janet Jackson's boob coming out there. They let the cat out of the bag when they were like, it was the most rewound moment ever. And everyone was like, well, how do you know that? And they were like, they're like, how much in my viewing habits? How would you know when I rewound something? Oh, yeah. Oh, but they were totally snooping on all of your usage and what you liked. And I'm sure selling all your information to someone. Oh, we got triple, We got 5-star marketing data on these people. Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. And you know why? Because Twitch had ways to make money. Twitch had ways to monetize. But see, Twitch was always more, in my mind, Twitch was always more for gaming. Right, the gaming streamers. Exactly. We don't want to see ads on a free platform. Figure out a way to make money. Well, they do. They do it through subscriptions, but there was a guy who broke down the subscriptions, and it was, it's a sobering statistic. It was something like they were pulling in like $173 million from premium subscriptions and like $4.2 billion a year in ad revenue. He's like, subscriptions it's never going to catch up. They're never giving up the ad revenue. You don't swap $4.2 billion in ad revenue for $170 million, and it's not going to happen. Yeah, so the cost of ad-free YouTube is prohibitive. What are they getting a month? Is it $12, $20? I don't even know. What does YouTube Premium cost? And sometimes I get it confused with YouTube TV, which can get some of your local live sporting stuff. But even that's been going away. I think the whole local market sporting stuff is in a disarray. It's crazy. Exactly. They only snoop in the aggregate, sure. We don't know about you, John, though you do seem to really like certain types of videos, certain types of movies. Yeah, I just got whacked by friggin' Peacock. I had signed up for Peacock like a year ago for, I think it was $20 for the year. But then you also have to pay an extra $6 a month if you don't want the ads. So I pay the extra $6 a month. And I got an email from them last night saying, "Oh yeah, you've lost your ad-free platform because that's expired and there's no way to renew it." And I was like, "Why not?" And I went on there, and it's because they took that away. And they're like, no. What you have to do is you have to sign up for a year. I'm like, yeah, but I just signed up for a year for like $80 for the year after the first $20 year expired. Now I can't get my premium tier. And they were like, no, you can, but it's $139 payable right now. And what we'll do is we'll send you a refund within 2 weeks for what's remaining on your other one. Like, oh boy, it just seems needlessly complicated. But they don't want to do they want it all up front in a year. They don't want to do it month to month any longer. So I did see that they did credit me, like out of the $79.95 I paid, I think they credited me like $74.60 for time left on that plan because I just subscribed on like May 30th for the year. So, yeah, and that sounds about right because now it's the end of this month and there was no way to renew that tier. So, they get you $140. And then that what's going to happen is eventually, even if you pay by the month, you're still going to get ads. The ad-free tiers will go away. They won't be able to sustain it. They're like, there's not enough money you know, we can't pull in $300 million in, monthly or annual subscriptions and forego $6 billion in ads. Like, that math doesn't work out. Yeah, Amazon Prime, that used to all be free. And then they were like, yeah, now you might see a few ads. They're like, unless you want to pay $3 a month. So when it comes to Amazon Prime, I tend to watch that on my browser instead of on my TV. So I use my ad blockers, and my ad blockers are really good at blocking those Amazon ads. So that works out. Premium is $25 Canadian a month. So I wonder what it is in American. US dollars is probably 20. Canada Day up there, yeah, so you're hearing the fireworks go. Just got 2 years free at Peacock for upgrading with cable TV. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I gotta stop at 9 because everybody expects me to be done. No one upstairs knows that my mic wasn't working for the first 10 minutes. They don't want to hear it. They are counting down the minutes to 9 o'clock. This mic seemed to work out. So if I can't get this going for next week, then I know I can use this for a live show. But I certainly can't use it for my recording my weekly guitar video. So I gotta figure something out. I'll be looking online. I'll probably just get a little analog mixer, something that can take the signal and I don't have to worry about it being balanced. And then I can just run that out into this. I'll guarantee you I can probably get a balanced out of the mixer to go into this. The thing is, I like the mixer because I can turn the volume down when I have to cough or sneeze or something. I can turn the volume off really quickly. So that's nice to have. Oh, is that Speaker? I didn't even see him. I didn't even know you were here, dude. I didn't see you all night. And is your name changed? And is this from my speaker or is it? Anyway. All right, dudes. I'm going to wrap this. I'm wrapping this up. It's time for me to go look for a new mixer. Thanks for all the patience waiting for me to get going tonight. Finally got it going. Didn't want to miss the night, but, shit happens. Super thanks anyone for hanging out tonight. Super extra special thanks for anyone contributed. Brofish to my mod squad. Hashtag Brofish. Hashtag mod squad. We will do it all again in a week. Check out Monday's Guitar of the Week. Luckily, I got that out before my... I got to go check the audio now. Now I'm worried I didn't get all my friggin' audio on my video I recorded earlier today. It is concerning, but I was wearing headphones and I could hear it, so I'm assuming I'm assuming it's all good. All right, dudes, you guys have a wonderful week. Check out the video Monday. Have a great 4th of July. I think we're coming back on the 5th of July or the 6th of July. I think it's the 5th. So Summer will be over by next week. You know how that goes. 4th of July, pretty much the end of summer. All right. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next week. And there you have it. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Later.